All right, here we have Ethereum versus the Bitcoin pairing. We might do a brief outlook on the US dollar pairing as well, but ultimately this one did correct all the way down to our 7.8 million Satoshi targets and did bounce off there pretty much perfectly. Now, it doesn't always work this well, I will say, so I want to be very directly clear with that, but I do like this as a major low right now. You do have your next higher low coming in, or presumably your next higher low coming in around the 55, which is good, and we did see this all coming on declining volatility as the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing does, essentially just continue on with the long-term uptrend, and we do see hidden bullish evidence on the daily kind of formulated right there. Imagine 5-day is not really giving us much, but I do like this for a higher low. And would we have potential hidden bullish evidence there? No, we would not. So I'm guessing the weekly certainly wouldn't have it either. So fair enough. It's kind of the same thing goes here too. I'm still bullish on this one, especially as long as you're above 7.8 million Satoshis. That means that it is naturally an invalidation point on a daily closure below there. I do look for this one to correct heavily, still somewhere down around about the 7.3 to 7.4 million Satoshi region at minimum. Until then, I'm bullish. And I'm actually looking at this one as about to resolve its short and medium term timeframes relatively soon. Let me get rid of my LARP lines, even though funnily enough, they're actually working, which is, they're not intended to work like that. Just I mainly use them as a fucking joke because I think it's bullshit. but basically this right here, any sort of a 4-hour closure above your 8.1 bit, let's just call it 8.13 million highs. I am looking for this one to have another move back up at short term towards about 8.3 million highs. 8.3. Right here is what I'm trying to say. And then very likely does, get another continuation test on your higher term timeframes towards your overall range highs at about 8.5 million Satoshis. Above there, this one's in breakout mode again. Sorry, not breakout mode, but trending mode yet again, where I do look for at minimum another test towards your prior all-time high, just below about 9 million Satoshis. And then very likely does play out the same move that we've been looking for here for a while, just, taking its time at about 9.5 million Satoshis with long-term continuation implied. Here's the thing though, all higher term timeframes bullish. If we go over here to the bi-monthly, closed on new highs in this rally. Yes, we can see corrections. I mean, we can still see corrections down to 7.3, 7.4 if the prior invalidation conditions are met, but I'm not going to be bearish on a chart that looks like this. It's quite good. Long term, I still think that this one's going above 1.1 to 1.2 million Satoshis before the next like major correction. I expect that this one's going to have a very, very good Q1 of 2022. Same thing on the quarterly right here as well. And if we go to the 6 month, let's just see. 6 month also pretty damn decent here too. In fact, even closing above the prior shattering range. So to me, that is a long-term macro breakout, but that being a 6 month can obviously take a long time as well. So let's go back down to the shorter term timeframes over here respectively. And again, kind of wrap this one up. Daily Jewel is a bit of a signal that's been going on since the 1st of January. So only a few days old right there. Volatility is very, very low right here. So this is typically a pretty damn good setup for that Jewel signal alongside daily RSI rejecting the bearish control zone. And basically trend is your friend in this case. So just be aware of where the invalidation is. If we go over here, I imagine most things are probably going to be turning up. This will just be a bit of a secondary sort of confirmation, but I'm just curious to see what the 5 days looking like right now. We'll turn back up above about 8.5 million Satoshis. So yes, we do see that area would be a bit of a range resolution plus momentum turning up. So that would be relevant for the macro. So I don't think that you're going to be, resolving the macro just yet here, but by the way, the 2-day Stokes are going to be turning up above 809, which you're currently above right now. Daily is also freshly turning up above 7.8 million Satoshis. So I do still like that majorly as an invalidation point. 12 hours just fucking vertical above 7.9. 4-hour short-term timeframes are, still with upside momentum, but I suspect that you do pull back short-term to be fair, because, it is a bit, it's just your first test of the range highs after being away from them for a while. Very likely to pull back. What you're looking for after that is higher lows. And if you get a higher low, let's call anywhere around about 8 million Satoshis, that's going to look pretty damn good. Now let's briefly go over to Ethereum versus the dollar here as well, just because I do want to do it. I do want to do it a little bit more of its due diligence right here. Now, if you are bullish on this one, you're looking at this as yet again another falling channel or falling wedge. I mean, you can kind of chart it both ways to be fair. Both bullish reversal patterns, similar to what you saw back on over here as well in the last major reversal that you saw in September, of course. I'm talking about this one right. Wait, no, not that one. Apologies. This one right here is what I'm talking about. And then of course the one before that was this one over here, a much more mega one going on, but hey, that was the summer obviously. And so it kind of has a bit of a history of doing these sort of reversal formations. Here's the thing though, in order to confirm this as a reversal, it won't happen until you get at minimum one of two things. First things first, you probably want to see a higher low. In this case, anywhere around there would be, or anywhere above 3,600 is fair game for that. Doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to come back down again, but But the most important thing is getting back above your last lower high, the same thing that we've been speaking about for the past, like pretty much all of December. 41,000, 4130, not 41,000, but 4130 is a magical number right there. If you do surpass that level, I would be looking for short-term targets back up towards your prior highs of this consolidation, which is about 46 to 4,800, and then very likely continuation implied towards your, I'm guessing towards 5,000 plus. Let's just briefly kind of chart this, assuming that this is the low right here. Again, that doesn't mean that it can't come back down around there, but yeah, I'd be looking at targets towards about 5,400 if that were the case. And I imagine that Ethereum versus the dollar, as far as momentum oscillators are going, is maybe turning in the same direction. Short-term timeframes are doing what? Getting up there, 37.87, the magical number on the 4-hour. Let's go to the 12-hour right here. 12-hour showing upside above about 3,700, so that's generally good, seeing as you're trading $100 above that right now. Daily is also showing 3660, so that is suggesting that we very well might likely have that reversal in progress here. By daily, same thing, above 39 actually, so does need to travel a little bit more, and then I imagine the 5-day and the weekly are still corrective at best here. Yeah, 4,300 versus 4,430 or so. So not too, I'm not too bullish on the higher term timeframes just yet. I think that they're still corrective at best, but short term timeframes, I'm looking for a higher low anywhere above 3,600. That's going to be the next major thing to be looking for, of course. And then of course your full on confirmation of bullish breakout towards, basically 5,400 plus probably over time, is above about 4,100, 4,130, we'll say. Same thing as before. Until then, short term timeframes like a 4-hour right here. Do we see anything that's obvious? Not really. If I am going to be charting that short-term time frames like a 4-hour, I would say that your short-term time frame range is resolved to the upside above 3830 on a 4-hour closure, and I would be looking for this one to officially test the descending trend line that we do have coming in from the highs, which is not made for a 4-hour. If we were to do it for this, it'd be somewhere around about 3950, and then you can imagine that all of the momentum oscillators that we looked at earlier, they're going to start showing up at the same time as well. The question is, at least in my opinion, it's like, do we do something like this, setting a higher low and then pop up, or does it try something like this, hit that region right there, then go for a higher low, wedge itself in, and then go for it? That would be kind of the bullish view on this one. The bearish view is that you keep on doing the same, which is going down. Which there's good reason to believe that. I mean, the trend is your friend, and the trend ain't reversing until you're back above about 4130, at least at current moment. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Ethereum, sir.